Hi guys, this is T from Betty and Brenda. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am making lotion. So in this pot I already have my olive oil, some mango butter, stearic acid, as well as emulsifying wax. And this is just my distilled water. I've already cleaned off my counter with a Clorox water solution. When you're making lotion, you want to make sure that everything is sanitized. This is something that stays on your skin, so you want to be very careful to make sure that you're not adding in anything extra that can grow in your lotion. Since lotion has such a high amount of water in the finished product, you do have to add a preservative, and you don't want the preservative to work any harder than it already has to. So what I'm going to do is take this pot and place it on a pot like a double boiler. I have my water already boiling. You may be able to hear that. And then I'm going to place this on the stove as well. You want them both to come to around the same temperature, which is about 160 degrees. And then we'll be back to watch the magic happen. Okay, it doesn't really take that long, especially when you're making a small amount like this. So we're going to go ahead and add the water to my oils, stearic acid, and wax. I'm gonna mix that around. First, I like to mix it around a bit with my whisk. And then I will mix it with my immersion blender. So you want to mix that pretty good, and I'm going to let it cool for a minute and swipe some of that little foam off the top to make sure that there are no traces of oil resting on the top of it. So let this sit for a while. Come back and make sure that none of the oil has separated and has come to the top of the bowl. In the case that it does do that, you just need to add just a little bit more emulsifying wax, because you want to make sure that in your finished product that everything blends well and stays together. Okay guys, and we're back. I have let this cool down. It's about, let's see here. It's about 126 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my preservative. I don't see any oil streaks on the top. You want to make sure that you pull back any thickness, as I stated before, to make sure that there are no little oil deposits on the top. And there aren't, so I'm going to pour in my preservative. Okay, we're going to mix that in again after I've added the preservative, just to make sure it's incorporated very well. Point, I actually like to wait for it to cool down to about between 105 and 110 before I add in any fragrances or essential oils. I also like to add powders to mine. Of course, that's optional. I either add a little coconut milk, a little yogurt powder, or a little coconut milk powder, a little yogurt powder, sometimes a little goat milk powder, or any other additives that you like to add in. I don't add color, I leave it white. But once it cools down a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and add my colors and my fragrances. Okay guys, now that it has cooled down enough, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of goat milk powder. And I get that from Wholesale Supplies Plus, which sells the Crafter's Choice. And I'm actually making a masculine lotion today, or I should say a lotion for the men out there. And it's a fragrance called Werewolf. It smells really light and clean. I love light and clean. So let me go ahead and get that mixed in. That I failed to mention, I said that I wiped off all of my countertops with a Clorox water solution. You also want to make sure that you wipe off all of your containers that you're using, spoons, spatulas, anything that you're using, even your immersion blender, your scale as well. Wipe that off with a Clorox and water solution. Again, you want to make sure that that you get rid of as many germs as you possibly can, even though you're adding a preservative in there. Let's not make it work any harder than it already has to. So I've added my fragrance in, and at this point you could pour it into your containers. I actually have little 8-ounce jars here that I pour them in. You just have to be careful of the little foam on the top. Sometimes it will gather in there and mess up the amount that you can get into the container. Personally, I like to wait until it cools a little bit, and then I spoon it into my containers to make sure that each container has the appropriate amount. So I'm going to wait for this to cool off some more. As it cools, it thickens up, and then I will put the lotion in the container. Okay everybody, it looks like my lotion has cooled down enough and it's thickened up enough to whereas hopefully I can still pour it a little in the container. And forgive my scale, I have dropped this thing so many times, but it's still working, so I'm still working with it. But like I said, I put 8 ounces in each container. So let's see if we can get this to pour neatly. And there we go. Last one is done. So these are actually still just a little bit warm. So what I'll do is just leave these sitting here overnight so that they can cool all the way down before I put the tops on them. And here we are. That is how you make lotion. Nice and creamy, extra moisturizing with the mango butter as well as the olive oil butter. Put a little bit of goat milk powder in there, which is said to help smooth and moisturize your skin, and it has a great light fragrance for men. So that's it for this video. I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I put out videos every Wednesday and Saturday. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Betty and Brenda. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.